Hello and welcome to CEAZOR Snack Sandwich. Today we're going to take a look at Andre Cronje's VE33 or Solid Swap or Solidity or Solidity, whatever he's calling this thing. I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyways, I've read through these articles and I would encourage you to come and read them as well. And basically what I'm going to say is basically what I understand by reading these articles. There's a few of them here. So, you're welcome to go and check them out. But I'm going to swing over to a flowchart and explain to you what I understand about this VE33. Okay, so here is the flowchart. So here we are on the flowchart. Before I can explain to you what they're doing, I think it's wise to first explain where this idea kind of originates from with the VECRV model. So let's go there first. So here we have Bill. Bill likes to supply stable coins or some sort of correlated assets to Curve, and in return he gets back some trading fees and some CRV. So he will take his LPs, he take his tokens, supply them, and then stake those LP tokens into Curve and get rewarded in CRV and trading fees. 50% of the trading fees go to him from his pool, right? Now, he can then take his CRV rewards that he's got them and lock them up for up to 4 years and get VE, a non-transferable VE CRV token. He doesn't really get a token in his wallet, but he gets an allocation of that. So if he locks one CRV for 4 years, he gets one VE CRV. And this VE CRV decays linearly for the 4 years or the time that he's locked, so that after this 4 years he will have 0 of these and he will be able to pull out the rewards the CRV that he locked. Now why would he do that? Is because then he can boost his rewards on his staked LPs, so he gets more CRV rewards because he's done this. There is more to it than that as well. So he can also get back on a weekly basis. The entire protocol takes all the trading fees, well 50% of them, because 50% go to the people and 50% are collected by Curve Finance of all the LPs, and then they divvy them up. They trade them to this 3 CRV, which is an LP token that has DAI, USDC and USDT in this LP, and then they give those out to everybody pro rata based on their VECRV holding once per week. Now he also has the right to vote, okay? So let's say, for example, I don't know the exact number, but I'm going to use 2 million CRV per week. So every week Curve has, let's say, 2 million CRV that they're willing to give out to all of the LPs, and he can vote on which LPs get the most rewards based on, again, pro rata based on his VECRV holding, okay? So he can vote on them and he can probably want to boost his own rewards. Now, a protocol can just gather these VECRV as well and vote on their pool so that people provide liquidity to their pool and their project pool, okay? So that's pretty much how this Curve system is working. Now this is a very oversimplification, but I hope that you can kind of understand what's going on there. So let's swing over to Solidly or Solid Swap or whatever Andre is planning on calling this thing. And we have Boosted Bill here, and he wants to interact with this project instead. Now, this project is a swap. There's going to be a swap, but there's also going to be a VE token mechanism that's been based on this, but changed quite radically in some ways, okay? So again, he's going to provide liquidity to some AMA or perhaps solid swap as well. So he provides liquidity to it, and then if he stakes the liquidity LP token, then he forfeits all of the trading fees to the protocol, but he gets these 3 token emissions, right? So he gets these token emissions because he's staked his LPs. So it's either stake or supply and get the trading fees, or supply and stake and get the rewards but no trading fees, okay? Then we have, again, so now he's getting some trading, some reward tokens, 3 tokens, and he can lock them for 4 years as well, right? And then the difference here is he gets an NFT to represent his position and this NFT is transferable. So this NFT could possibly in the future be used for other DeFi applications, like maybe as collateral for a loan, or if he just wants to sell it to somebody else, he could sell it to someone else, or at least if he even wants to, he could just, send it from his hot to his cold wallets for long-term hodling, right? Now, what does he get with this? He is able to, again, vote, right? Just like over here, the VE CRV holders can vote on the emissions, on the pools. And he also, because he has this VE NFT, he can also vote on the pool. Now, there is some differences here, as you can see. This one has 2 million, let's just choose a number again, 2 million of these reward tokens times the circulating supply. So what does that mean? Like if 100% of all the tokens are in circulation, then there's not going to be any votes, right? But let's say there's 1% locked up, then when he votes, 99% of this 2 million will be added to like rewards, incentives, and so forth, and added to circulation. So the idea here is to try to stop the kicking of the can down the road, because as more and more tokens get locked up, less and less tokens get put into circulation, and then this system is ideally, hopefully, going to run on fees alone, and it won't need these rewards. Okay, you'll understand a little bit later when I get into the fees, and I'll come back to how this not kicking the can down the road system is being combated. Now, if you look over here at this system, they're just constantly spitting out CRV just forever. The emissions are just going to go forever. However, this system could have a max supply. Okay, I'm not sure if Andre is going to put a max supply on this or not, but it's the possibility of a max supply there is this possibility. And these emissions could be turned off fully if every single VE token if every single reward token is put into lock, then it could become zero, right? Now, it is very unlikely because there's always going to be an LP of the reward token. So I think it's just going to decrease to some point and then just run at a very, very low emission rate, okay? Now, let's continue. Let's move on, okay? Now, you have to keep in mind, again, like this token holder doesn't have to be the same person who supplies liquidity. This VE token holder could be a protocol, like let's say CEAZOR swap, or CEAZOR token, right? So I want some liquidity. I want some, people to supply liquidity to me. So then I will vote on rewards for my pool, right? Now, to the next part here. Now, anytime that there is a emissions or an increase in circulating supply through rewards, then the same percentage is given to the VE token holders. So these people, when they vote to have rewards given out, then they're not diluting themselves. So if I had like 100,000 and another 3% were given out, then I would also get another 3% into my VE tokens, right? So these VE token holders are increasing in value equal to the circulating supplies getting increased in quantity as well. Okay. So now the last part we have here are these forfeited fees. These fees were forfeited, right? Because he staked to get these rewards. Now these fees are not converted like they are here. They're just given as is back to the people who voted. So if you vote on a pool, that probably means you care about that pool and you care about the tokens in that pool. So you're going to get the fees only from that pool that you voted on and in the form of the tokens that were used in that pool. So if it's a two pool, let's say there's two tokens like CEAZOR versus ETH, right? Then if I would get a little bit of ETH and I would get a little bit of CEAZOR token, because those are the two tokens that could possibly give trading fees, right? So the fees go back to the voting escrow. So they go back to the person who holds this VECRV token holders. Now they don't get protocol fees. They don't get fees for the entire protocol like they do in Curve. They only get fees based on the one they voted on, which is also very important because then, people will vote on the pools that are getting trading fees, and then in turn, more and more people will vote on that pool to get that pool more rewards. So then the liquidity will get deeper for that specific pool, and then the trading fees will go up hopefully by the the trading experience is better. Like there's less slippage on trades, the price impact is much lower, so then people will trade more. Okay, so this is pretty much the idea as I understand it. There could be some changes in the future, I have no idea, but I think this is pretty interesting, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.